Good afternoon. This is Akashvani and I am Valsa Williams with the midday news. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurates Advantage Assam 2.0 Investment and Infrastructure Summit in Guwahati. Says Assam turning into a startup hub and will soon become the manufacturing centre of the northeast. Delhi Chief Minister Rekha Gupta tables CAG report on excise policy in Delhi Assembly. Speaker suspends 12 Aam Aadmi Party MLAs for unruly behaviour. UN Security Council adopts a US drafted resolution to swiftly end the Russia-Ukraine conflict. IMD forecasts an increase in rainfall activity over western Himalayas and northeastern plains in next 2 days. Issues a 2-day heat wave alert in some districts of Maharashtra. In ICC Champions Trophy cricket, South Africa to face Australia in a Group B match in Rawalpindi this afternoon. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said Assam is now the centre of unlimited possibilities and the gateway to the Southeast Asia and India. He said it while addressing the inaugural session of the Advantage Assam 2.0 Investment and Infrastructure Summit in Guwahati today. Speaking before a large gathering of diplomats, prominent industrialists, foreign delegates, the Prime Minister said that Assam will be a manufacturing hub of eastern India and urged the industrialists to reap the benefits of this strategic location.
एडवांटेज असम समिट का पहला एडिशन आयोजित हुआ था। तब असम की इकोनॉमी 2.25 लाख करोड़ रुपए की थी। आज असम करीब 6 लाख करोड़ रुपए की इकोनॉमी वाला राज्य बन गया है। यानी भाजपा सरकार में सिर्फ 6 सालों में असम की इकोनॉमी की वैल्यू डबल हो गई है। ये डबल इंजन की सरकार का डबल इफेक्ट है।
The Prime Minister informed that his government is working on improvement of connectivity, infrastructure and also strengthening the local supply chains in this region. India is working on a mission mode for low-cost manufacturing process.
सरकार देश के इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर पर भी बहुत बड़ा इन्वेस्टमेंट कर रही है। इंस्टीट्यूशनल रिफॉर्म, इंडस्ट्री, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर और इनोवेशन का यही कॉम्बिनेशन भारत की प्रगति का आधार है।
The Prime Minister said the law and order situation of Assam has improved during the last few years as the centre and the state government have signed several peace accords.
बीते दशक में अनेक पीस अकॉर्ड्स किए गए हैं। बॉर्डर से जुड़े लॉन्ग पेंडिंग इश्यूज का समाधान किया गया है। आज असम का हर रीजन, हर नागरिक, हर युवा यहाँ के विकास के लिए दिन रात मेहनत कर रहा है।
Assam Governor L.P. Acharya, External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar, Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma, Union Minister for Ports, Shipping and Waterways Sarbananda Sonowal, Union Donor Minister Jyotiraditya Scindia and 61 diplomats, business delegations from several countries, industry experts attended the session. Union Information and Broadcasting Minister Ashwini Vaishnav will also attend the afternoon session of the Advantage Assam 2.0 Summit today. Comptroller and Auditor General CAG of India report related to Aam Aadmi Party government's liquor policy has highlighted that the policy led to a loss of revenue of over 2,000 crore rupees to the government exchequer. The report, which was tabled in the Delhi Assembly by Chief Minister Rekha Gupta today, flagged several discrepancies in the way City Excise Department monitored and regulated the supply of liquor in Delhi.
भारत के नियंत्रक एवं महालेखा परीक्षक का दिल्ली में शराब के विनियम और आपूर्ति पर निष्पादन लेखा परीक्षा प्रतिवेदन वर्ष 2024 का प्रतिवेदन संख्या नंबर 1 की प्रतियां सदन पटल पर प्रस्तुत करती हूं।
The report found the violations in award of licenses to wholesalers, retailers, hotels, clubs and restaurants. It added that the department was issuing licenses without checking various requirements relating to excise rules and terms and conditions for the issue of different types of licenses. The CAG report also pointed out the issue of inadequate quality control. More from our correspondent.
Over 200 pages report points out poor execution of enforcement function ranging from incorrect inspection reports to deficient show cause notices and incorrect collection of security deposit from zonal licensees and other lacuna in the liquor policy. The report also talks about lack of transparency in pricing of Indian-made foreign liquor. The central auditor highlighted inadequate quality control of liquor during the previous regime and stressed on the need for proactive monitoring of the quality control of alcohol and framing of stringent quality standards. Talking about the issues in implementation of the excise policy, the report said while some retailers retained licenses till the expiry of the policy period, some surrendered the same before the policy period was over, which caused disruption in supply, leading to revenue loss of around 900 crore rupees. Sakleen Akhtar for Akashvani News, Delhi.
Earlier today, Lieutenant Governor V.K. Saxena addressed the House. The LG announced that the New Delhi government will implement the Vikasit Delhi Sankalp Patra to meet promises made to citizens.
आगामी 5 वर्षों में मेरी सरकार साधारण नागरिकों से संबंधित 5 बुनियादी जरूरतों समेत निम्न 10 प्रमुख क्षेत्रों पर व्यापक जोर देगी। भ्रष्टाचार मुक्त कुशल प्रशासन, सशक्त नारी, गरीब कल्याण, स्वास्थ्य सुविधाओं में सुधार, उत्कृष्ट शिक्षा व्यवस्था, विश्व स्तरीय सड़क परिवहन, स्वच्छ एवं प्रदूषण मुक्त दिल्ली, यमुना नदी का पुनरुद्धार।
During the LG's address, opposition members started sloganeering over alleged removal of portraits of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar and Bhagat Singh from the chamber of Delhi Chief Minister Rekha Gupta. They include leader of opposition Atishi and senior AAP leader Gopal Rai. The allegation has already been denied by the ruling BJP. Amid ruckus, Speaker Vijayendra Gupta repeatedly urged for order in the House, but the opposition members continued with their protest. Later, the Speaker announced the suspension of protesting AAP MLAs from the House. President Draupadi Murmu today stressed on decentralization of better medical facilities and more research in the healthcare institutions in the country. The President was addressing the centenary celebration function of Patna Medical College and Hospital PMCH at Bapu Sabhagar in Patna. The President said if medical facilities will be available in smaller cities, it will ease the pressure on big institutions. Giving an example of roping in AI and robotics, she said use of technology will enhance capacity and precision in treatment of patients. The President expressed her happiness that PMCH being developed as the world's second largest hospital with more than 5,400 beds. This is Akashvani giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our X handle at AIR News Alerts. And for details of stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.gov.in and download News on AIR app. Welcome back to the Midday News. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh today conferred Gallantry, Distinguished Service and Meritorious Service medals to personnel of the Indian Coast Guard at an investiture ceremony in New Delhi. A total of 32 medals were presented, including 6 President's Tat Rakshak medals for distinguished service, 11 Tat Rakshak medals for gallantry, and 15 Tat Rakshak medals for meritorious service. In his address, Mr. Singh said the government is committed to enhance the efficiency of the Indian Coast Guard. He said the Coast Guard has been allocated 9,676 crore rupees for the financial year 2025-26, which is 26.6% more than the previous year's budget. The minister said this is a very important step towards modernizing the Coast Guard.
जिस प्रकार से आप लोग कठिन परिस्थितियों में रहते हुए भी अपनी कर्तव्य परायणता को सर्वोपरि रखते हैं, वह सचमुच अनुकरणीय है। मैंने देखा कि आप लोगों ने किस तरह डिस्टिंग्विश्ड सर्विस करते हुए कोस्टल सिक्योरिटी, ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, एफिशिएंसी, इंटरनेशनल एक्सरसाइजेस, रेस्क्यू ऑपरेशन और नशीले पदार्थों के कैप्चर में साहसिक कार्यों को आप सभी ने अंजाम दिया है।
In Telangana, the situation at the Srisailam left bank canal tunnel is still serious, with no access gained to reach out to the stranded persons even on the 4th day of rescue operation today. All-out efforts are underway, with rescue teams from the Army, Navy, disaster management and local authorities making concerted efforts. The rescue teams are facing severe challenges due to heavy water seepage, mud and wrangled iron rods obstructing the access to the trapped District Police Superintendent Vaibhav Gaikwad told media that presently no communication has been established with the 8 workers who remained trapped in the debris, stating that ventilation and lighting till the last 50 metres is adequate. He said the real challenge is the area beyond. He further said the rescue teams are not in a position to disturb the collapsed area. Over 350,000 devotees have visited the Digital Experience Centre at the Mahakumbh 2025 in Prayagraj. Blending spirituality with innovation, the centre is bringing ancient mythological tales to life through modern technology. Our correspondent reports that President Draupadi Murmu and Bhutan's King Jigme Khesar Namgyal have also enjoyed Mahakumbh's grandeur at the Digital Experience Centre, praising the initiative. A report.
The Digital Experience Centre, built in Sector 4 of the Mahakumbh Fair area, has been a key highlight of the spiritual mega event. AI, virtual reality and holograms are stitching together the fabric of India's rich culture with state-of-the-art digital advancements. It has especially captivated young visitors and international tourists, generating 1 crore 75 lakh rupees in revenue. The 12-gallery centre brings the stories of Mahakumbh, Samudra Manthan, Yamuna River and Prayag Mahatam to life through captivating storytelling. The Digital Experience Centre has been lauded by Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath, who called it a bridge between heritage and technology. Mr. Adityanath said that it is encouraging future generations to explore for a deeper understanding of Sanatan culture. With its seamless fusion of faith and futuristic innovation, the centre successfully delivers a divine and grand experience to millions of devotees, making Mahakumbh 2025 truly historic. With Abhishek Kapil, Adarsh for Akashvani News, Prayagraj.
The UN Security Council has adopted a US-drafted resolution appealing for a swift end to the Ukraine conflict and urging a lasting peace between Russia and Ukraine. The resolution received 10 votes in favour, none against, and 5 abstentions, including France, Britain, Denmark, Greece, and Slovenia. The document reiterates that the principal purpose of the United Nations is to maintain international peace and security and settle disputes peacefully. Meanwhile, in a surprising turn at the UN General Assembly, the United States broke ranks with its Western allies and sided with Russia on a key Ukraine resolution. India abstained as the Assembly passed 2 resolutions naming Moscow as the aggressor in Ukraine. The US voted against a Ukraine-led resolution condemning Russia's invasion alongside Moscow, while China abstained. The India Meteorological Department IMD has forecast an increase in rainfall activity over the mountains of Western Himalayas and the plains of the northeastern regions of the country in the next 2 days. Talking exclusively to Akashvani News, IMD senior scientist Dr. Shoma Sen Roy said the temperature is likely to continue to be very high over the west coast of the country in the coming 2 to 3 days. The IMD issued a 2-day heatwave alert for Mumbai, Thane and neighbouring districts in Maharashtra for today and tomorrow. In ICC Men's Champions Trophy cricket, South Africa will face Australia in a Group B match in Rawalpindi this afternoon. The match is scheduled to begin at 2:30 p.m. IST. The toss has been delayed due to rain. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurates Advantage Assam 2.0 Investment and Infrastructure Summit in Guwahati, says Assam turning into a startup hub and will soon become the manufacturing centre of the northeast. Delhi Chief Minister Rekha Gupta tables CAG report on excise policy in Delhi Assembly. Speaker suspends 12 Aam Aadmi Party MLAs for unruly behaviour. UN Security Council adopts a US-drafted resolution to swiftly end the Russia-Ukraine conflict. IMD forecasts an increase in rainfall activity over western Himalayas and northeastern plains in next 2 days. And with that, we end the midday news.